having right now?
It's a good amount. Wins help that. Yeah, but it just, we talked about starting fast. Prior to the Eagles game, we did not. We overemphasized it last week, and guys did that. Early on, didn't get the touchdowns like we wanted. Didn't end in 7, but ended with 3. But guys, mentally, guys were locked in, and that was really the point of emphasis. So, yeah, for me, always have a lot more fun when we do what we talk about.
How much fun was it for you after jawing pregame in the tunnel with that Seahawks fan and being able to have the last word?
Pretty fun.
Is there something where you kind of realize maybe your younger years, I don't know if you were as accepted for doing some of that stuff, and now it seem like it's a little bit more embraced. You know, people gravitate to it a little bit more. The narrative changes around that. Do you notice that?
Yeah, I mean, I told you guys that I try and not get too high, not get too low, which is something that I was not doing early on in my career. But, you know, early on in my career, yeah, it's looked as cocky, immature. Now it's moxie, he's a dog. So it's same, different day. Just as long as you play well, they change the narrative. But you just got to be yourself, and I've always been like that.
I was going to say, have you changed that much? I mean, everybody has a natural growth, and
Yeah,
we're not meant to stay stagnant, but you still seem at the core the same person.
Yeah, at the core, definitely the same. But yeah, matured in different ways. Not worried about little things that really don't matter. Now you put it in the landscape of a competitive football game and that atmosphere. That'll never change.
Do you need to be pissed off to play better?
What are you saying? No, I don't. It's just it's as a competitor, I enjoy it, and that's something that I think our team as a whole is kind of wound like that. So I enjoy it.
The deep ball has really come. I know that you guys were emphasizing that. Josh wants to emphasize those shot plays.
Mm-hmm.
They've really come back this year. What has been the difference for you guys to be able to hit those so very?
First and foremost, protection. Thought the guys played really well, and that you got to start there if you're trying to push the ball down the field. And then guys just being on their landmarks and within the timing of the play, trusting what they're seeing and doing what they do in practice and translating it to the game. So just overall execution and giving these guys a chance, not trying to overthrow it. I know if you look back to the 2-minute drive against the Jets, like that's one of those throws to Tez on the first play of that 2-minute drive, overthrowing him, not giving him a chance. That's something that just can't happen. Got to give our guys a chance. They're too damn good not to be able to get those contested catches.
5 games in, what is the most impressive thing about Josh Grizzard as a play caller for you?
I've said this, all play callers, the really good ones, great ones, whatever you want to say, adjust to their personnel. And we've had to do that with the rotation on the O-line, injuries at receiver, skill groups. And so he's done that, hasn't flinched, and that's a lot. That's a lot on his plate, but he's handled it really well.
You talked about wanting to be better on 3rd down after the first 4 games.
Yep.
You guys converted 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15. I don't know if there's any commonality there, but just the confidence you guys have to be able to execute in really difficult situations.
Yeah, that was last week was really the first resemblance of last year's 3rd down. Just real true execution on whatever play we have called. Guys doing their job and their job only and doing it at a high level. So that's got to be the point of emphasis. Now that we've seen that we can do it, you know, you don't want to be in those 3rd and long situations very often, but we're able to execute it. And so guys know that, and it just goes back to the details.
Baker, can you speak to the versatility or the unselfishness of Cade Otton? I mean, earlier in the season, he was used more as a blocker, and I know you've gotten some production on the ground because of his blocks. And then Sunday, he was, you know, a key element of your passing game.
Yeah, Cade, just a trustworthy guy, completely selfless, really cares about winning, and he's always been like that. He'll do a lot of the dirty work. I've told you guys, he doesn't get a lot of credit for it, but our key games that, you know, he's been a huge difference maker, whatever role or capacity he has, and he's willing to do it.
How do you manage to have all this adrenaline when you're playing the game, even pre-game? It's almost like you could go out there and wrestle a bear. But then in a 2-minute situation, Tez is talking to us, and he said that you're just so calm and poised, and you're just relaxed, and you're asking everybody, like, you guys ready? Like, how does that work for you?
You have to be able to compartmentalize. You got to be able to focus on the main thing, and in a 2-minute drive, that's how do we execute the little things. I've told you guys, it's the faster you play, defensive calls go a little bit more simplified, and so you really have to do the little things right. So just taking your mind back to the basics and fundamentals of what scheme we have called, whatever play it is, and going from there.
I mean, is there a different headspace that you kind of put yourself in specifically when you're in those end-of-game situations, the 2-minute situations? I mean, does everything go quiet for you? Do you black out?
Probably a little bit of both. No, it's we rep it so much, and then it's a huge part of our game plan, talking about what do they do before the half and in a game. I mean, that's pretty standard around the league, but guys know, and they've seen that those meetings are really, really important for us, and so we have to be able to execute in those moments and be on the same page.
Out of body?
Not really.
You guys are playing a tough Robert Saleh defense, the 49ers, and there's always players you got to watch out for, but Fred Warner at linebacker is kind of a different animal.
Yeah, he is.
What's it like playing against a guy like that who's probably a future Hall of Famer, and maybe how is playing Levante David in practice, who's also an elite linebacker, kind of helps with that?
Yeah, when you play linebackers of that caliber, their recognition on plays, it's so quick. And so you have to be able to manipulate them with your eyes. When you look at the Rams-Niners game, there's a chess match with Stafford and Warner trying to move him out of the spots. But you got to know where he's at all times. He can do everything, runs the ball, kind of sets the tone for the defense, and he's doing that. He's been doing that for years. And so, yeah, we got to know where 54 is and not let him ruin the game for us.
Talk about your physical attributes, your scrambling ability, your ability to stiff arm players, chuck the ball 60 yards down the field. But do you get enough credit for your football IQ for playing that chess match? Is that part of the game, the pre-snap reads and the checks and the cans that you really enjoy as a competitor?
Yeah, that's something that the longer you play QB, the more you have to refine that and be able to process information quicker. But not worried about credit. It's more so how quickly can I recognize things and get guys on the same page. That's the importance there.
I know you're focused on the next game, Baker, the next week, but do you ever allow yourself after a 4-1 start to think about the opportunities that might be ahead for this franchise this season?
That's rat poison, Ira. That's a rat poison right there. No, focus on the next opponent.
Is it the same thing for you individually? Because now you're every day it's like MVP, what Baker's doing with the offense, driving down. I mean, do you try to not follow that much? Or?
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to earlier talking about not getting too high, not getting too low. And, that's whatever's being said is a testament to the offense and the group that we have. So it's always individual accolades and recognition. You never have it on your own. This is the greatest team sport for a reason. So always trying to remind myself that and realize that can't do it without the guys next to me.
You didn't miss many throws the last game, but you were 7 of 7 throwing to Emeka. What has made the efficiency so good with him in particular?
He's just pretty damn good. That's about it.
What's it like having Tez sort of evolve into more of a role as these weeks go on in the offense?
Yeah, a guy that's dynamic for us, can stretch the field vertically, his speed. Obviously, you guys saw the agility that was showcased. But just a guy that, the more he plays, the better he's going to get when it comes to recognition on coverage, adjustments on routes. And so, yeah, it's great to have him come along, especially because we truly need him.
Sterling Shepard, Old Faithful. What can you say about him and how clutch he was in that moment?
Very clutch. Still mad at him. He wasn't nearly as excited for a touchdown as anybody expected, so wasn't himself, and he needs to get called out for that.
What